Hey YouTube, Bob here. Well, just like after the release of Wave 3 of the Smash Brothers series of Amiibo, my sigh of relief and prospect of some downtime have been cut short by the announcement of what's to come. I didn't get a chance to see the Nintendo Direct when it aired on April 1st, so the only reason I knew to head to my local GameStop the next day is because they called me to inform me of the procedure for pre-ordering Wave 4. My GameStop rocks, but I'll get more into that later on. Anyway, they told me that all pre-orders would open up at 2 p.m. online, but either in-store or at home. I thought I'd have a better chance in-store, so that was my preferred method. The only problem was that I had 2 competency tests for my grad program scheduled from 9 to 1 and then from 2 to 5. That certainly didn't give me a lot of time to get to the GameStop after the first test, pre-order, and then fly back to the testing center by 2. Luckily, I finished the first test well before the allotted time expired and was able to continue immediately with the second one, which I finished by noon. So off to GameStop I went to hang out until pre-orders opened up at 2. Turned out that I was first in line, but during the hour-and-a-half wait, I was joined by about 5 other customers hoping to secure a pre-order. While I was waiting, Brandon, the manager on duty, asked me if I got Jigglypuff. I was like, what? I had no idea that it was a Target exclusive, nor that the online pre-orders had already sold out. Oh well, I'll just have to try to get it on May 29th, Rosalina style. Time went on, and unfortunately, Brandon was the only one working, so he had devised a plan to place all the orders on one register in an attempt to secure them first. Then, once everybody had their order placed, he would cash all of us out on another register. This was all in an effort not to waste precious time with the cashing out portion of the transaction, which, as I understand it, has a period of 48 hours to clear before orders are released from the system. Once the pre-orders opened up, promptly around 2, Brandon called me over to the register to begin the transaction. Since the GameStop system was probably being hammered nationwide by all of its stores, as well as those at home trying to pre-order online, the system ran slow. Every time Brandon refreshed in an attempt to get things moving, the system emptied the cart and we had to start at square one. After nearly an hour of this, my transaction went through and Brandon just cashed me out, hoping to get to the other customers. I thanked Brandon for his efforts, took my receipts, and ran. As I found out the next day, however, I was the only one at that GameStop who got an order through. What a catastrophe. I consider myself very lucky to have been able to get pre-orders, not only for the 6 Wave 4 Smash Brothers figures that were available at GameStop, but also for the Splatoon bundle and individually packaged figures. I owe Brandon and many others at my local GameStop a big thanks for all their efforts. Brandon worked his tail off to try to get my pre-order through, and nearly every employee there pretty much automatically begins to check the system for the availability of Amiibo pre-orders as soon as I walk through the door. As a huge Nintendo fan, it's great to know that my local GameStop has my back. So, to everyone there, thank you. Now I can only hope to have similar good luck in securing the Jigglypuff Amiibo at Target and the Greninja Amiibo at Toys R Us, since I missed out on the online pre-orders. I was at my local Toys R Us today, April 3rd, at 8 a.m. waiting for the store to open at 10, in hopes of getting a pre-order card like I did with Lucario. When I got to the register, they told me that they hadn't yet received the cards. A few minutes later, a manager came on over the radio and said that pre-orders for Greninja were being handled online only. But this is in conflict to other reports I've heard of Toys R Us claiming that they'll call customers who leave their name and number when pre-order cards come in, if they come in. So if anyone has information on this, well, feel free to let me know. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I want to give a big shout out to the people at my local GameStop, and I want to wish you guys the best of luck with your Amiibo hunting. See you guys later. By the way, before I left for Toys R Us this morning, I did start to try to get the pre-order for the Greninja figure on Toys R Us's website starting at about 6 o'clock, because I read somewhere that the pre-orders are going to open up at 7. But, of course, I wasn't able to do it. But something that's interesting is it's still in my cart here. I got as far as getting it in my cart, but I wasn't able to select a shipping method, so that's where the transaction gets held up. But now, of course, it says all online pre-orders are sold out. So, oh well, have to try for May 29th.